What's good, Brainiac boys?
Yo.
We are here on the episode 2 of the podcast. We got our
Episode three.
boy.
Episode 3.
Oh, episode 3. Sorry.
2.5.
2.5.
Episode 2.5/3.
We have a big brain member here, Brian Keegan. He's a computer programmer.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me, guys. I'm
Yeah,
really excited.
no problem.
bro.
To be part of the Big Brain Boys.
Facts. This is gonna be.
This is head Brainiac right here.
I feel like I'm like ahead of the curve. Like this is about to blow up, and I'm like one of the first guests. I feel like very, very privileged right now.
Yeah, my man's the first guest, and trust me, when we hit it big, we will forget about you. But no, definitely. Thanks for coming down. It's gonna be a blast.
Thanks. Yeah.
So, how do you like the foot bath?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, we are bathing our feet.
Can I add
Continuously?
Like, can you make it like a little more bubbly? Like,
Yeah, hold on, let me
the
press
bubbles. Thanks, man.
All right, cool.
No problem. All right, so since Brian's the guest, we're kind of just gonna let him talk mostly. You know, we're gonna add in like our thoughts and everything, but he
Damn, you just putting me on the spot right there.
he
It's
mainly
your show today. We're taking the week off.
Yeah, it's Brian's show now.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm your host, Brian. So I'm just gonna take control here. So, yeah. How about them Yankees?
No, but in all seriousness, so today's topic, we're gonna be talking about education. You guys had like
Education.
You guys had like a synchronized water sip that I just missed out on. I feel like I'm
Oh wait, let's do it.
Are you ready?
All
Let's
right,
go.
all right.
Hold on.
Cheers.
That's that.
So this is not actually just any old regular water. This is actually our bath water that we're soaking
Yes,
our feet in.
It's added flavor. All right, so today we're going to be talking about education and education system and whatever else Brian wants to talk about affiliated with that, or anything really he wants
And
to talk about.
To give like a little introduction, Brian is older than us. He works for the Board of Elections, and he's a computer program there.
That's right.
Computer programmer, and he's 22. So
Yes, I am.
So he's
he's a little head of the Brainiacs here, but
Yeah.
that's why he's technically head Brainiac. But
he is the brainiac. We're just the minions.
Everyone is on their own journey. Don't be discouraged that someone is further ahead than you in life, or maybe has a better job or makes more money. That is not a big brain way of thinking. I just want to put that
Not a
out
big
there.
brain way.
Yeah, there you go.
exactly, don't compare your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 17.
Big brain.
That's just the big brain fact of the day.
Facts, yeah. The big brain phrase of the week, right? Is that what we call it?
We should have like a little
Phrase of the week.
Yeah, a little clip, and then post it on the channel. I like that.
Boom.
All right, so Brian's here to talk about education. Let's get it.
All right, so I'm just gonna ramble and just see where this goes. So
Perfect.
This
That's
is
how we do
totally
it.
unscripted. I came here like on a whim. Chase texted me literally like 30 minutes ago, like, "Yo, you want to do a podcast?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah,
Let's do it.
fuck yeah, I want to do a podcast." Because that's a big brain thing to do, to just get involved, right?
Exactly.
That's the first point I want to touch on. Education, on the whole, is not just about going to school and going to class and submitting homework assignments. Education is everywhere. Knowledge is everywhere. If you are not involving yourself in some way beyond just schooling, I'm not saying schooling is bad. We'll touch on schooling in a minute. I think these guys have a lot to say about schooling.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to redefine the term education. So that's what I kind of want to do today on this podcast. So education to me is about a collective experience that you have throughout your life. It's everything that just kind of combines together and increases your knowledge on the whole in the long term. Your failures, your successes, it's all part of this collective education that you need to have for yourself. Always be learning, always be open-minded, always be willing to have new experiences. So, for example, right, let me tell the story of how exactly I got my job. So most people think that to get a job, you have to go to college and get really good grades and get the 4.0 GPA, be summa cum semen laude or whatever. Fuck all that. All right. Look. All right. If you do that, props to you. Hats off to you. Congrats. Like, you're smart. Good for you. But that's one component. That's one piece of the pie. It's not necessarily the entire image. Our society tends to put a lot of emphasis on like going to college and getting these degrees, master's degrees and whatever. And that's fine. I have a degree. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science. I did it in 3.5 years. I did it quick because I fucking hated college, and I just wanted to get the fuck out. But in all seriousness, degrees should not be the focus of your goals in life. A degree is just a piece of paper that says you went to a class. Right. At the end of the day, that's all it is. What you should be focusing on is building a portfolio for yourself of experiences. That's why I'm here right now with these guys. Right.
There you go.
I consider this as part of my portfolio. It may not amount to anything. It may amount to something. I don't know that. But what I'm doing is I'm taking a chance. I am putting myself out there. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. That's big brain. That's the mentality you have to live by. All right? So let me tell how I got my job. I got a little sidetracked there. Sorry. I tend to monologue a lot.
Oh, good.
No,
that's
you're killing it
what
right
we're
now.
here for,
All
man.
right. Hell yeah. All right. So I'm not going to hog. I'm going to pass off.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
we'll,
Yeah,
we'll,
yeah,
we'll circle
cool.
around.
Got it.
But I just want to tell this story and really just get the conversation rolling in this direction. So I got my job very quickly out of college. I got it within a month out of college. And it happened. It was not planned. It was completely unexpected. So I was doing like a lot of different like community service and like work with like political events and stuff like that. I don't want to get into the politics and whatever. I don't consider this like a political discussion, but basically what I was doing is, like I was saying, I was putting myself out there. I was getting to know a lot of people. I made a lot of networking connections. And one night in like December of 2018, feels so long ago now. I was in a bar with some of these people that I had done a lot of volunteer work, and I was thinking of leaving because, it was kind of dead, but I stayed for a little bit, and I talked with a few people, and next thing I knew, I was talking with one person who I'd volunteered for, and I had a really nice conversation with him, and he was like, hey, you just graduated, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, there's a position actually for a computer programmer at the Board of Elections. And I was like, oh, really? I didn't think I was actually even going to get this job, but what he said to me, he said, let me know if you're interested, Brian. Right then and there, I took no hesitation. I looked him straight in the eye. I said, I'll let you know right now. I'm interested. Because this was the whole reason that I went to college and got this degree, was to get a job. I wasn't going to say, oh, I'll think about it. Mm-hmm. No. I said right then and there, yo, I'm interested. Let me know. And then I pulled out my phone. I got his contact info. He sent me the job application. And within a few weeks, I did the interview. It just so happened that I was very proficient in the programming language and the database language that they needed. And I had a portfolio of personal projects that I'd worked on that I showed them. I went into the interview. I showed them everything. 2 weeks later, I got a call. I got the job. And by February 4th, 2019, I was working. Wow. And I've been working a year now. So that's how it happens, right? That you got to make these big brain moves of putting yourself out there. Being a big brain boy is not about knowing everything. It's about the search for knowing everything. It's about the constant drive to get what you want. You don't just have it innately. No one does, and that's the beauty of it. That's what makes putting yourself out there such a powerful component. All right, I'll kind of pass off.
Yo,
That was fucking amazing. Holy shit.
That was I'm thinking about retiring already and just having him host the show, honestly. that was beautiful, bro.
Beautifully spoken. Wow.
That was amazing. That was really good. That was really good to bring up. Now, I just want to ask you, so how was your experience in school going for computer science? Do you think it was worth it? Do you think I should say where do you think you learned the most amount of stuff on your own in school, and how was school?
Okay, so I'll touch on that. I do think my degree was worth it. I do think a lot of the classes I took did teach me a lot, but ultimately, like what you're saying, is I did learn most of the stuff that was pertinent to my job on my own. However, the degree was necessary for getting me hired, and not all of my classes were useless per se. I just think there's a lot of fluff in college and stuff that they make you take.
Definitely.
That is just way over the top for what my degree entails. I feel like a lot of the stuff I learned could have been condensed into like 2 years maybe.
Right.
And whatever.
All about the money.
Right. Yeah, we can touch on that too.
Yeah.
I went to the College of Staten Island, and if any of you are familiar with living in New York and going to a CUNY school, it's not very expensive. So I already have like over half my loans paid off I still live at home because I'm 22 and that's socially acceptable. And I put the majority of my income towards my loans right away to try to prevent any interest from accruing. So, money's a whole different discussion.
Yeah,
but
that's a different day.
yeah, I don't want to
Different
steal your future
podcast.
topics,
You're
but
not stealing.
but yeah. So no, I don't regret going to college. But what I think was very important for me was that I went above and beyond in certain classes. Like for example, one class, it was like a very like free will kind of class where we had to build a program, and I actually led a team where we built this program that was like an employee management application. And what it did was you could add different employees and you can give them like a rate of pay and it contains all their information. And I led a team of like 4 people, and I chose to be the leader of the team. And I didn't know everything, but I chose to be the leader of the team because I felt like, not like a superiority complex or anything, I just felt like I was the most well-equipped at the time to bring everyone together. And I did. And the people that I worked with were very helpful.
And that's like a thing to touch up on, like the last topic, how you have to put yourself out there.
Right.
Like a brainiac move. You're just putting yourself out there because you have everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure where I was going with it, but, I kind of evaluated the strengths of my peers, and some of them were better at certain things than me, and I was better at certain things than them, and I
Learn
was
from
like,
each other.
yeah, exactly. So, and we wound up creating a great program together. We did it over the course of like 3-4 months, and that program is actually the program that got me my job.
Wow.
So because it was such like a free will type thing, we did it all on our own. We were Googling stuff. We were like figuring out how to do it. There was no class mechanism that taught us how to make this program. We actually had to do it on our own. The class just kind of brought us together. So college in that respect is not bad for like a community aspect. So that part of it I did like. But you have to have the willpower to just go out and do things yourself. That's another thing. We live in the age of the internet. There's so much information out there. You can learn more from the internet today than you can ever learn in the college classroom. That is just an undeniable fact.
That is the truth.
There are some mentors and professors and teachers that can help you and push you in the right direction. But the majority of information and knowledge, I guarantee you, you're going to get it from the internet.
Oh, yeah. Everything is on YouTube. I mean, and everybody says that, but everything is online.
Like in this day and age, like I don't mean to sound ignorant or anything, but pretty much being dumb is a choice because you have every single piece of information about everything literally in your hands on your phone at all times. Right. So that's you choosing not to learn. Like back
But now there are people who don't have phones.
Yeah, obviously, but like I'm saying if if
you're coming from a steady middle class background,
you have a choice to.
You have every opportunity to succeed.
Exactly. There are barriers for certain people. Like there's barriers for everyone though, but mainly the choice of success and being educated comes down to really you and how much work you're willing to put in. Because really anybody can do it. There's just so much stuff out there. It's insane. Like to wrap your mind around it. Mm-hmm. Because years ago, all they had was textbooks. So the only thing you could learn was whatever textbook you can get your hands on, and that was it. College was a lot more valuable back in the day.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well said, Jace. That was very well put. Yeah. That's just something that I think is like a big brain thought, right? Technology is constantly getting better, not worse, and that's something that we should appreciate. Right now, in the present, you have the most access, at least most people in the Western world, right, have the most access to this whole slew of resources at your disposal. It is like really a powerful thing that I feel like a lot of us take for granted. I'm guilty of it too. It's like sometimes you'll just be lazing around, doing nothing, and you can be doing something with your time at any given moment. You can just turn on a computer and start learning immediately. That's just amazing.
Word.
And Jesus, like everything you're saying is just
this is
you're just hitting the nail on the head every time. It's
seriously.
Thank you.
Very extremely well spoken. I don't know how to follow that up because that was just like a giant big brain speech.
Facts.
But what do you have to say to people that like are just going to college just to go for it and like they feel like
like they have to go?
Yeah, they feel like they have to go. Like what would you say to those people?
Drop out, go to a trade school.
I honestly agree with him.
I feel like it. Yeah, like I said, like Back in the day, college was a lot more valuable to you, but now
But
it's like
but here's the thing: back in the day, it was a lot more valuable, but you didn't need it. Like how we said in the first episode, I think it was, you didn't need you didn't need college to get a amazing profession that people have. I mean,
exactly.
it helped, but now it's like people say you need it.
And now that like everyone in society has like been going to college, all the trades jobs have been lowered in positions.
Exactly.
Like so there's a shortage of, and that means that the pay for those jobs are going to go higher because everyone's in college and not as many people are going to trade school. So like you're not dumb if you don't go to college.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you're dumb or
Not
anything.
at all.
Right. And I want to touch on another thing. It sounds like we're like bad mouthing college a lot, right? I don't think you're dumb if you go to college either. But I would just say, know what you're getting yourself into, right? If you're going to go to college if you're going to go to college for a certain thing or certain degree, even if you know it might be like a field that doesn't necessarily guarantee a lot of money. Like my field, computer science, there's a lot of money in it. I'm not going to lie. But there are some other fields that just you're paying the same amount of money as me and you might make a lot less starting off.
Right.
If you're okay with that, and that's like a choice you want to make, good for you. Make that choice. That's another big brain thought, right? Education is what you define it as.
Right.
Your experiences are personal to you. We're not trying to say that you shouldn't.
Yeah, we're not saying that you shouldn't go to college.
All right. Wait, was that you or was it the?
No.
Hello?
Yo, someone's about to get
Hello?
butt.
Who is it?
What?
Who? Why are you in my house? Well, how did he get here?
I don't know.
Did you tell him to come here?
I did not.
Wait, how did you come in? Why are you still outside the door?
Because I don't know if you guys are naked or anything.
How did you get in?
Should we put him in the podcast?
Because
Wait, this is still filming.
I texted
Yo,
you.
this is perfect.
All right, so
Sorry about that.
we had an interruption.
The Dominican difficulties and some foot water bath.
So like we
Change.
were saying, or like Brian was saying, that you don't need to go to college.
Yeah. We're not trying to trash college or anything. It's just you should do what your heart and mind tell you to. Mostly your mind.
Mostly your mind. You gotta think logically sometimes.
I mean, I'm sidetracked. How did you get in my house? Bro, come say hi to the camera. Come say hi. We got another special guest today.
We have
Zorilla Time,
Don't be mad.
as mentioned in the last episode, has pulled up.
What?
So let's just get a quick thing from Marvin. Marvin, what's your thoughts on education?
I think American education system should be upgraded because our system really sucks compared to other countries. Don't go to college. Don't do it because it's right. Like, don't just do it because other people tell you to. Do it because if it makes sense for you and everything. If you want to go to trade school, go to trade school. If you don't go to trade school.
Look at this guy.
All that.
Literally
That's the
exactly
whole- the
what we've
whole-
been saying.
Literally.
It's like if it makes sense for you, it makes sense for you. Then do it. Have fun, but don't just do it just because. But at least do something. If you're sitting home doing nothing, that's also another thing. Like at least maintain your brain and do something for society.
Big
and
brain
yourself.
boy.
Bro, I'm not even kidding. He just walked in my house out of nowhere, and he's saying everything we've been saying for the past 20 minutes.
He just summarized every single point that
Literally.
we made.
Literally.
This is the big brain boys right here.
We
You
need
have
to-
a choice. You can be part of this or you can't.
There you
It's
go,
a
baby.
choice.
It's
Make
a-
the
it's a
big brain
choice.
choice today.
Let's go, baby.
All right. So on that note, I think we're gonna end it. I think this
Yeah,
podcast
really.
was
Wow.
amazing.
This was beautiful.
Thank
man.
everyone for-
Thank you, Marvin, for coming on.
Thank-
Come on. Shake my hand, brother.
Thank all the
Thank you, Brian,
viewers.
for coming on.
Yep, thank you.
Yo,
all the
this
viewers
was-
for
this was
watching.
a blast, man.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.
Yeah, please. Please.
All right. We love you
All
all.
right, we
Thank
out.
you guys
Yo,
for
just
watching.
CHH Steve.
This is the CHH Chase.
And this is.
We got a boy.
This is Brian.
And I'm Marvin. Yeah.
And we out. We out
out.
this
Love you
bitch.
guys.